Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. It is April 5th, 2025. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Janibek Alimkhanuly, I know I've been mispronouncing his name. I'm doing my best to get it right. Alimkhanuly just beat Ngamissengue. Great KO. It's a double left hook KO. Let me point out a few things. Boxing's a great sport because it's rock, paper, scissors. As good as Janibek is, and he's excellent, he's elite, he has a boogeyman. That boogeyman is Denzel Bentley. What I want people to do is to actually compare Denzel Bentley to Ngamissengue, and you'll see a couple of things. Bentley stays a little bit further back from Janibek, stays outside, forces Janibek to throw straight hands, moves, circles, right? Forces Janibek to get out of his crouch. Now understand, Bentley, who lost to Janibek, pushed Janibek, right? You need to have Janibek trying to lift his feet, trying to find you. If you try to be front foot heavy and come in the pocket against Janibek and allow Janibek to fight small, this is a big middleweight. But he knows how to, from a southpaw stance, get small, give you hardly anything to hit, right? Force you to squeeze your punches in the pocket. He has his right hand by his face. That's his non-dominant hand. He has his left hand back here. He throws short chopping punches. If you fight that fight against him, you lose. That includes Saul Alvarez, right? The only way to have a chance on Janibek is to get him out of that tight crouch, right? Make it impossible for him to hit you with short punches. Now let me just say, I would take Janibek over Carlos Adames. I know Janibek wants to fight Canelo, right? Canelo has at least 2 fights before that, right? Skull. Then Canelo also has Terence Crawford. Understand, if Canelo's going to continue to be unified, if not undisputed, if he beats Skull, right, at 168, he's going to have to fight people like Diego Pacheco. Let's just say Canelo's going to have problems any place he looks. If he fights Janibek, he's going to have significant problems because Canelo these days is not a hoverer, right? Again, you have to be farther away, like Denzel Bentley. I would argue you have to have reach. Let me point out, too, that the angles aren't good for Canelo, because Canelo's left hook would line up against Janibek's non-dominant hand, right? Janibek's dominant left hand would be free over Canelo's right side. Who would give Janibek problems? The guys he's ignoring at 160. He doesn't want to fight the other champions. Erislandy Lara is a southpaw. Lara's interesting because Lara used to be a mover, right? He's crowding the pocket now. Just look at his victory over Danny Garcia. But understand, when he fought Canelo, and he gave Canelo a hell of a fight, he was mobile. If he gets mobile against Janibek, and if he can be savvier than he was against Jarrett Hurd, who was able to walk down Erislandy Lara, if Lara can actually move away from Janibek, understand, Lara, the mover, has one of boxing's best straight lefts. That's a 5-star fight. Understand Chris Eubank, who for some reason is wasting his time with Conor Benn. I understand the fathers have history. There are going to be a lot of fans showing up to look at Nigel Benn against Chris Eubank, the new generation, right? But just understand, Eubank has the skills to be on his back foot. Look at his fight against Avni Yildirim, right? Eubank against Janibek would be interesting because Eubank, who can punch, look at his fight against Liam Smith. Eubank would look at the Denzel Bentley film. That's the blueprint. And would be able to copy a lot of what Denzel Bentley's doing. Also, Eubank is an older fighter. You know, my bias is toward guys with experience, right? He's not going to have the bravado that young unbeaten guys have. He's not going to try to beat Janibek at Janibek's own game. Older fighters just want to win. I think Eubank would be interesting. I do think Janibek beats Canelo if that fight ever happens. Let me say another fighter who would give him problems. I know the public mood is sour right now on Hamza Shiraz, but understand, Shiraz is a tall guy who can move and who has a jab. Right? Your number one goal if you're fighting Janibek is to force him to have to throw longer punches. I have the highlights from his fight today in my favorites folder right now here on YouTube. Give it a look. This is Janibek at his best. If you come to him and you allow him to bend his back, give you hardly anything to hit, right? If you allow him to fight a Rocky Marciano front foot heavy fight where he's just trying to get close to you to throw short punches, you're going to end up like his opponent did today, KO'd by the middle rounds. Those are my thoughts. Let me hear yours in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.